Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Carl. Should be good here. Yep, all looks good. Good morning, folks. What a crazy gap scanner this morning, too. Putting up Zendu, getting it alongside me here. Wow, 6 people already! You guys are ready! You were ready for this market. Alright. BATL not dying. Absolutely. This is insane. This is insane how much this thing has moved. And it's crazy too to think way back here when this did this little pop and drop. The main reason I didn't short it was because my signal was telling me it had the potential to run. Now, did I think it could have done this? Absolutely not. But still very impressive. Let me move this over here. Get this out of the way. Yeah. Wait, 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic. Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure my mic was good. Okay. Refresh this list here. BATL certainly stays on the list. Okay, TPET also running. So we've had 2 stocks like this now that have run really well. Probably should at least keep an eye on it. I don't think I'll be trading it though. As far as scanners for the top of the hour, I'm not seeing much. It's one of the main beneficiaries of the war. Yeah. After not making enough when it mattered yesterday, I actually ended up making -3R today. I already recovered 1.5, so frustrating. Yeah, that's certainly, and this is something I have to really strive with, especially with this strategy, which is much more selective. We saw it yesterday where a lot of stocks were moving, but they weren't moving from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Like BATL even, it moved a tiny bit during that period. It moved like this a little bit. So it moved a little bit, but it really didn't do most of its move during this period. And even this bigger move, you got to understand it's like, okay, it's moved a lot, but it has pulled back some as well. Go to 1 minute here. Right, there is a significant amount you could have given back. This is something that I feel a lot of times I overlook. I just look at the big move and I'm like, man, I missed the move. But that's, of course, assuming your front side. Ruby had a nice move. 190. Still hasn't recovered. Let's give him back some. This was that one that I looked at before. The rug pull company. Very interesting. Good morning, good luck. Thank you, sir. Yeah, moving to penny. Yeah, I saw it on the scanners, but like you said, it was a penny stock. I can at least pull it up. Also, it doesn't look like there's news on this. At least not in the short term. Like, this is purely just an energy oil play. BATL is really crazy. Yeah, it is. And what's interesting is this stock historically has been a pump and dump. This company has a history of saying that they're in a buyout, and you can see it like spikes up. It does the buyout kind of movement where it spikes and then just goes sideways, and then the buyout falls through. Did it again, buyout falls through. And if you actually go back even further, this pattern continues. Not as apparent in these areas, but the stock has attempted a buyout probably like 5 or 10 times. Maybe if I go back a few more years, you can see it better. Let's see. It's not as obvious over here, but this stock has attempted to be bought out 5 to 10 times. So this is a stock with a history that I judge as dubious. So for the fact that it's curled this much is genuinely really shocking to me. And it's 100% because it's an energy oil company. But yeah, if you see, like yesterday we saw Turb. I think this was a penny stock at the time. Yeah, penny stock at the time, but it was an oil/energy company, and it put out news. And those two things together was just like the perfect storm for this thing to run. All right, not only did it make a move pre-market, but it actually held and went higher over time. So at least initially, if we see news with an energy company, I would expect it to run. So if it doesn't run immediately super hard without you, that could be something to participate in. BATL will be super extended on the daily. Might look too short at open. Shorting at open, you're crazy, man. I mean, good luck if you do. I'm just worried this could turn into the next SMX. Shorting it open opens you up to risk, of course, of it halting up, and who knows where it resumes. But I mean, it's your money, right? Do what you think you need to do. This one also kind of popped up. Yeah, so even this ended up curling back. So a lot of the movers from yesterday have held up. Which really, I don't think it signals hot market. I just think it signals sector-wide hot market. So oil and electric probably are going to perform very well in the next several days/weeks. Shorting between 9:30 and 10:30 offers the most predictable outcome statistically. Anything after 11 is suicide, and everyone always does it. Okay, fair enough. If you have something you think works, then more power to it. It's a bit weird to see these two bigger moves and nothing else really. Like, you've got these three really, and then after that it just kind of falls off a cliff in terms of percentage gapper. Oh man, this downtrend is horrid. Look at that. What a horrible downtrend. Just relentless selling. You could have had a pop of like 40 cents, and then it just all new lows. Egregious. IEA looking to stabilize oil market, meeting at 2 p.m. Okay, that's not a ticker then, that's something else. Yeah, I guess we're just sitting tight. I really genuinely think right now what we're experiencing is a cold market with one hot sector. I genuinely think that's what we're experiencing. So I gotta remember to stay careful here, not let myself get too taken away by FOMO. It can feel tempting to just want to jump in something because you're seeing one or two stocks or like a sector doing well. With that said, I'm still very happy to see at least something moving. International Energy Agency, yeah. Okay. Also, my apologies if I sound a little tired this morning. I didn't get the full sleep that I should have. I was a bit later doing something. I was quite preoccupied. Nice move with EONR. This seems like a stock that seems relatively stable around the 20-cent area. Might see oil plays normalize a bit, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I think we're already seeing it normalize. Like, this kind of stock, it doesn't even have news and it's running. And it's probably just running because it's an oil company. Or just a continuation from yesterday. But either or, like, just... It seems like any oil company, and we even had some yesterday, like 2 foreign companies that didn't even have news. And they were just moving probably because they were oil companies. So, yeah, I would say it's certainly the case where oil plays are normalized right now. If it's an oil or energy company, and you start to see it move, the odds it resolves are probably much higher right now. At least for the next day or so. Whether it goes beyond that to like a week, that's a little more subjective. Was it this one? Was it this one? It can't remember. Yeah, this was one of them. And even though this looked like it was failing pre-market, it ended up fully recovering. Mind you, this is on no news. What was the other one? There were 2 that moved. This was one of them. And it actually ended up recovering super nicely. So yeah, even stocks with no news and foreign name have potential to move, it looks like. That's just how strong this market is in this sector. Good morning, Bobby. Good morning, Lawson. Your long-term oil plays are doing well. I'm sure they are. Yeah, I mean, I genuinely didn't think it would ever have the potential to go this high, but here we are. Just imagining this thing's gonna gap. It's gonna gap way up here. It's gonna be up way up here on open currently. It's insane. Let's look at my spreadsheet open up here. Guess we're just chilling and waiting. Back in 2022, it also opened at a similar price and plunged for a couple days. I wonder if that'll happen today. If you're talking about BATL, likely not. All right, we can go back a couple years, see what you're looking at. This is what I was saying earlier, is that this is a stock that would be bought out, right? You can see it here, like it would just end up falling through with the buyouts. If you're talking about way over here, okay, so this is 2022. So you're talking about this. This might have also been a buyout that just failed. Yeah, so if you're saying that like this huge spike down could mean something, I don't know. I think it's fundamentally different. So much time has passed between now and then. The people involved in the trade, the shares outstanding for the company is very likely significantly different. I wouldn't put so much weight on it, genuinely. And we're getting some movement again. Yeah, that one's kind of just creeping up. It's doing all right. I would generally be more interested in this if this was a bit higher price. Off topic, but red moon tomorrow. I bought my dollar telescope so we can see it. I'm weird. No, I think that's cool. I'm sure she'll be very happy to see it. Red moon, huh? Yeah, Ruby's a weird one. This one just kind of died, and now it's getting this little spark back. Could see a VWAP bounce on BATL too. Yeah, the way this one moves is going to be very interesting. Where did it peak? So it peaked at 540. This is actually similar to what it did yesterday, isn't it? Yeah, kind of. I mean, it just seems like this stock is moving pre-market, right at pre-market open. Right, from like 4 o'clock to 5:40. It did most of its move. And it's just kind of backsiding. Or curling and preparing the cup. We had some pretty good action yesterday. Back to crickets. I see you were hesitant yesterday, Captain. I didn't think we were out the cold stretch. And didn't think we were out the cold stretch. Yeah, I don't think we are. We had a lot of... I took them off the watch list, but we had a lot of stocks that weren't getting volume. It was only stocks in the energy sector. Turb was the only one that actually would have given opportunity that I could see, giving the time for period that I was streaming. And this one did resolve well, right? You made a move from 74 cents to $1.50, so you made a 100% move. The only problem was it was a bit cheaper. That was the main reason I avoided it. Because, again, most of my back testing was for stocks that started moving, and they were over $1 when they started moving. This one was under $1 at 71 cents. Yeah. And the thing is that, I mean, there could be something to shorting these cheaper ones, but my calibration, I'm mostly working with percentages. And when you're working with a penny stock, the percentages are fundamentally different, right? This ran 100%. And quite frankly, penny stocks can run 100% a lot more than, like, say, a $5 stock. Right. The percentage is just easier to make on some of these cheaper stocks. They tend to move up and down, bigger percentages. So, like, using my current criteria, I would have gotten stopped out of this. And not only that, it is the energy sector is hot right now, so knowing that this was an energy sector mover, that just makes it me not want to short it even more. And it did end up recovering. But yeah, generally, other than Turb, which was the sector we were looking at for continuations, there was nothing really moving. There were a couple stocks that came up with news, and they just didn't get volume, and they made mediocre moves, like 10-15%, and just fizzled out. So I am still under the impression we are in a cold market with a hot sector. And it's definitely a hot sector, right? The fact you can get foreign companies with no news that can make these kind of moves, it's definitely a hot sector. I don't deny that. SVRN? I will check it out. Okay. Very interesting move on this one. This isn't even on my scanners. Grease company. So recent IPO or merger, and this just kind of fell off a cliff. Let's see. Okay, so vessels, so like ships. Now that could tie into oil somehow, depending on what all they do. But yeah, foreign company. No news today. Might have been news after hours yesterday. No. So this entire move has nothing behind it. It could be overextended from just the sell-off. Could be because it's tied to oil energy somehow with the ships. This one's also just, it's been pulling back since 4 a.m. We're coming up on the half hour here, though. The day to watch paint dry. I mean, at least we get some nice visuals with like BATL, where it's at least a very impressive looking move. But yeah, it honestly even felt a little bit like it yesterday in some ways. ADSA, it's good to watch at open too. Popped up at open last couple days. DJ down 800. I guess he was trying to trade BATL. I haven't really followed DJ for a couple days. I know he's finally started to get some losing streaks. Yesterday he stops trading at 220 because it was a good day. Yeah. I have to check up on him real quick. I haven't, like I said, I haven't looked at him for several days. Let me just check in on Vadim real quick. Yeah, still nothing from Vadim. He hasn't posted in over a month. Unfortunate. Yeah. So he had the $700 red day. Let's see, so mostly just looking over his sizing for the day yesterday. Yeah. No, and I respect like him ending early. I'm just trying to see like when does he normally end? Right, so he ended at 10 o'clock yesterday. When does he normally end? About 10. Okay, so he didn't end early. Or he's being consistent there. I don't think him doing that is entirely accurate. Am I a successful trader? What do you define as successful, Josh? I do not day trade. I do trade for a living. That is my income source. If you're talking about what we're doing here with the day trading thing, I was profitable enough to survive on it whenever I was trading very large size in the past, but it was too stressful for me. So I ended up sizing down significantly and more of just turning it into a side hobby while I'm trying to develop this new strategy. So in terms of me being able to survive off of it, not this, but what I do during the day does work for me. But even my strategy that I was doing for the bounce setups, it was able to be profitable, marginally so, but nothing too impressive. Is DJ using real money? Not too familiar with him. To my knowledge, no. He was using a simulator for his last 2 accounts before he blew them up back in January. So the fact that he blew up 2 accounts in January on paper traded accounts, it doesn't really make sense to me he would go to a $10,000 account on real money. I mean, also the fact he was using market orders and pre-market seems kind of strange. I don't know if you guys were aware of that, but yeah, he was using market orders and pre-market. Your channel came across my feed. Just wondering more about what you do. MOBX, I'll check it out. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. Unfortunately, we're in a very pivotal moment. Oh, nice pop, though. We're in a very pivotal moment. Like I said, I'm trying to apply a new strategy with small size right now. I want to scale up, but I want a few more samples. Like the account starting balance was 2,100. I'm only trading with 1 share right now until I get more data. I've made 97 cents. So that's cool. I want just like 1 or 2 more trades to validate that the system works, because I've back tested the system over several months, but I want, I want forward testing. I want actual real trades to put towards that. And unfortunately, the market's just been super, super cold lately, and we just haven't been getting the setups that I'm looking for. Now, I understand my criteria for this strategy, this new one, is very, very particular. So it could be the case that I just can't get enough opportunities to apply it. And if that ends up being the case, we'll have to revisit how to actually execute it. Higher float penny, defense news. Yeah, secure significant U.S. Navy Tomahawk missile component order. Yeah, no, this is strong news. And I mean, you can see the market's responded really well to it. It's already up 100%. Got it. Market is pretty cold for setups right now. It is. We do have the hotter sector because of the Iran war. And we've seen moves like BATL that are really impressive, genuinely. But it doesn't fit the framework for what I'm looking for my strategy. And unfortunately, a lot of other sectors are still performing poorly. This isn't like a heated up market in general. It is more of a sector-wide heat up. Yeah, I'm really actually kind of surprised that it's popped up this much. How much was this contract worth, does it say? Yeah, at least in this headline, it doesn't give an actual price. It doesn't say how much the contract was for. But I guess just the fact that it's U.S. Navy missiles, that could tie into the war. So this could even be a mix of a contract and war catalyst. So this could be another spin on the Iran war, because we've been looking at like energy and oil, but even something like missiles for the Navy. You could even expand it and just say anything war related would do well. So this might actually perform. Like, I know it's already up 100%, but like this could generally move like to $1 or something. Like, I could see that given the connection it could have to the Iran war. Not sure your framework, but noticing a lot of gappers running to 430 then fade. Yeah, so my strategy was back tested for 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And so that's the period that I'm trading at. But unfortunately, as you've exactly said, even a lot of these bigger movers, they're happening before 7, right? This move went all the way up and ended at 540, then started to come back over. It did a similar thing yesterday where the big amount of the move was here, right at market open. And then it didn't really do anything else. So you had a little bit of a pop here at 7. But this wasn't a huge move relative to the overall move. Like this I would have started like roughly here. Obex, she moving? She is indeed moving, Obi. EONR. Looks like it could be backside for this one. Volume's kind of high on this pullback too. Looks like it could be distribution because of the volume. Maybe the move backside for now. I'm willing to say this is more likely to hold up just because of the war connections. The contract is already pretty good. The war connections might be enough to actually make this thing move more. What are we looking for float? Shares outstanding. Okay, so 100 million shares. That's quite a lot. Right, you've had like $40 million of inflow go into this. That's a huge amount for a penny stock. I still think I stand by that this could make a huge move even to upwards of $1. It is certainly very extended right now. But we'll see. We'll see. Is the contract plus the Iran war ties enough to justify this overextension? I guess that's the real question. If we look at other stocks that have performed like this is like one of the first ones where it's not directly energy oil. So this could be a good test to see, is it only energy oil stocks that are doing well, or is it also just anything that ties into the war that does well? The first move critical. And I mean, the first move was very powerful, right? It went up 100%. And I mean, we're still holding, like, what is even the retracement on this? It's like nothing, right? There's almost no retracement. 25% retracement. That's very little retracement. You're looking at the level 2. I am seeing some orders popping up, but given that there's millions of volume going through, even like a 10 or 20,000 share sell order isn't huge. There's a 125,000 share sell order though. Around 147.5. That's quite a big order. 100,000 share sell order. You were lucky enough to catch the first move on MOBX. Good stuff. If you missed the first move and the second, third leg, very choppy. In a cold market, certainly. In a hot market, you might actually be able to even get away with the fourth leg. Yeah, even though it's so extended, I'm leaning slightly into bullish territory, even now. We'll see if I'm wrong. You think it'll drop any minute? We'll see. Like I said, I'm slightly bullish on it. Maybe like 60% bullish. The reasons I'm bearish, right? Two reasons. First of all, it is a little extended, right? And the second one, the connection isn't directly oil energy. So we're looking at like a deviation of the main market sector that's moving. Holding the 9 EMA so far. Yeah. Also, the volume is interesting. So most of the volume has been front side. The volume actually did kind of drop off for backside. So this is good volume. Okay, did get a 1 minute pop on high volume. Retesting this level here. If it rejects cleanly off of it, that could be a fake out. Really want to see this level break and hold. 34.5 to 4999 green. I mean, that's solid, right? That's like 15 cents. It's almost that's like a 45% winner or something. Okay, nice breakthrough here. Did we hold above it? Holding above 49 would be ideal. I guess even holding above 50 would be ideal. This volume's good, but it's actually not as high as over here. So this volume, while it looks impressive, isn't actually as high as I would have wanted it to be. Yeah. Oof, indeed. So it did not hold above, it broke through, but it did not hold above this 49 level. That's the level I really wanted to hold. See if it gets back above it, but the fact the volume wasn't as high as the first leg on such a critical area, that didn't really sit well with me. I mean, it's back up to like that 48, 49 level, but seeing it reject so hard through it, I'm not sure what to make of it. There's clearly some kind of fake outs that are going on here, right? This was intended to trap people going along. Then it flushed down, but it also didn't just immediately break down either. So it's not entirely clear to me which direction they're trying to manipulate it or move it or whatever to. Okay, back above 49. It's really the area I want to see it above. Could be a short trap. It could, right? And you could argue it's both ways, right? It could have been a bull trap here, right? Breaking this level, then immediately rejecting it. Looking like we were breaking this level to get shorts in here. And now you're actually going. GXAI. Okay, this one's popping up a bit. All right. Let's see. 10. All right, I will try to get some orders out for GXAI. Let's see if I'm able to place. I am. It's a very big short fee, though. Try to get some orders out immediately. Let me look at this news real quick. U.S. defense. Yeah, okay. Okay. We'll see if we actually get in here. This is good news, and this is a stock that tends to pop and then just give it back. So I'm watching to see if we get that pattern to repeat. Because this one tends to move a bit more than normal, I'm giving it a little more breathing room. All right, let's see if this thing wants to move or not. Good volume coming in on it. Okay, nice little pop to 50 there. News, Basinga exclusive. Let's see. Yeah, it feels like the volume is actually a little bit lighter. Lighter than I would have expected. We'll see. This could just be top heavy. This is not great volume for a red candle. Could indicate backside. Second candle. This one also looks bigger. Yeah, I really don't like to see these two red candles having higher volume. This is near the upper end of this total volume. And these two red. Looks like it could just be a quick rollover. Unless we get a huge volume spike here. It would need to be a very big one, though. Okay, nice pop, but again, this volume isn't as high as these two, so I'm a little skeptical. This could keep going. This isn't terribly low volume. It's similar to these two. There we go. Yeah, this is nice volume. It's not even that deep into the minute. Huge volume. Well, I mean, I got the volume I was looking for, but we just got a topping tail on it. So that's not really... Okay, so I said I wanted higher volume, but I also... I didn't clarify, but I guess I also wanted a better looking candle. Yeah, it's not the prettiest looking candle. A lot of congestion here in this level. Yeah, seeing this turn into a red hammer topping tail. Not really what I would have wanted to see from a high volume candle. Still probably has pending shares to sell from that last offering. The shelf, yeah. Maybe. And look at the filings here. All right, so from February. Let's see. Yeah, 1.5 million shares. I see, are we even able to still short it, or is this thing just not even shortable? Still shortable. We'll see. I have my positions. I'm not going to try and get in here. This is too choppy. If this does break out, we'd probably see a move to like, I don't know, 170. Would have been a good short double top at the $0.50. Nasty projection. I bet Flip-Flop caught it. Well, Flip-Flop's awake. He might not even be awake here. I wouldn't want to short here, I think. Just because this hasn't moved a lot. And historically, GXAI moves more. Now, the shelf registration might change that. And that might be something I'm not pricing in entirely right. GXAI pops up all week. Yeah, this one just moves a lot. Like, you look at the yearly chart, this thing has popped up a lot. I just got here, didn't catch it. Oh, he is awake. He is awake. Yeah, I had some orders. I still have orders out for this one. Yeah, I'm looking for 160s. Doesn't look like we're quite getting to it, though. I don't know. Like, we're holding here, but it looks so nasty, right? We had these two. We had these two candles that had higher volume for the overall move so far. Then we had this really nasty topping tail rejection on huge volume. But conversely, we are also holding this level. We had another attempted move up here, but it was on lighter volume. Yeah, this is turning from what looked like very clean rejection from this and this. It's looking very noisy. I'm ultimately bearish, though. You're ready for 160, 165-ish also? Yeah, so we're kind of looking at the same area. We're looking for that next leg. But I'm more bearish here. I'm like 60, 65% bearish. This topping tail's nasty on volume. These two downward candles carried huge volume. These pop-ups had less volume. It just looks bearish to me. I don't think it goes higher. MACD red, it's about to roll over now, I think. And we'll see, right? If we get a huge, like, it's already shown it can do a huge surge with volume. So if we do get a surge of green with high volume and it holds green, like it's a strong green candle, that would be bullish. Like, that would seriously shift my sentiment, but that's a huge ask. Yeah, like... yeah, I'm not surprised to see it. Breakdown, big volume. Maybe we'll see. Maybe it recovers it. Nope. Nope. Time to fall down. Release market gods. Give us more runners with good volume and continuation. Thanks. Yep. Yep, there she goes. Yeah. I'll keep my orders out for now, just because I do have them already out, but the odds this thing goes to like 160 plus is not very likely now. I give it like maybe a 10% chance of going to 160. Pretty low odds. I did try though. I put the orders out. When I cancel them, I'll show you the canceled orders. But yeah, I'm not really expecting it at this point. What was I, like 13 cents off of an entry, something like that. ADIL. Check it out. Nice pop actually. Okay. All right, are we able to short this thing? We are. Low fee as well. All right. Let's see if we get any kind of pop. Gonna quickly get these orders out. Shouldn't matter about speed so much here, but yeah. Okay. It's already rolling over, so it might just be donezo, but I want to get them out just in the event it does actually. I mean, it's already rolling over. It's already dead. Oh. Okay, well. Yeah, I mean, if it's just gonna die immediately. That was just too fast to catch. Yeah. Yeah, even my lowest order was at 364. So even if I would have magically placed the order before this spike, I wouldn't have got filled. MPT, oh, that death trap again. Yeah, I'm not shorting that one. Yeah, I'm not shorting this one, Chief. Hell no. This one's death. Am I even able to short it? Okay, I'm not even able to short it, interestingly. But yeah, I didn't want to short this one anyway. This one's way too dangerous, given its history. No news on this one either, just a random pop. The locates are high. Okay, I'm gonna cancel the GXAI and ADIL orders. Both of these have just rolled over at this point. I got 45 bucks on MPT. I love that stock. Biggest winner last month on it. Yeah, this one just has too much potential to pop for me. Don't trust it. For a short, I mean. Sizable spreads too. Seems like it's going up to upwards of a 20-25 cent spread at some points. MPT beast, yeah. Yeah, flip-flop, if you're gonna short this one, good luck, sir. I am not participating. Sometimes locates are also made expensive by the broker, so traders are less likely to short it. From a broker risk management department's perspective, that's clever. Is there like... I guess, is there any, like, proof of that? Like, is that, like, something that's publicly known? Or is that something you've implied some other way, Tristan? I'm not saying you're wrong. It makes sense from a risk management standpoint, but it also feels questionable because I always thought that locates were priced in based off of supply and demand. That's why I'm wondering. Short 740 so far. You're going for it, huh? Well, good luck, sir. I mean, it doesn't have any news, so there's really nothing propping it up. No, I'm almost 100% sure because I've seen it over and over on parabolics, sometimes even with higher fades, where the margin requirements are also higher. You always miss the best and trade the leftover. Or are you talking about me, Obi? I just covered at 680. Nice. Flip the man. Yes, sir. Very consistent volume coming in here, interestingly. We're setting for 820. Let's see if it gets there. Let's see. But yeah, so far two attempted stocks for me, GXAI and ADIL. Neither filled, neither of them moved enough before rolling over. ADIL in really big pain right now. This thing just popped up and gave the whole thing back. BT continuing to grind. You know, interestingly, even after that pop and drop, or wait, was it here? Or no, it probably was. Okay, I guess it was here. But yeah, even after that pop and drop, it didn't actually go below this level, which is very interesting. So it wasn't like an actual rug, despite the huge pop. 820 kind of makes sense. If this does break out, it's the natural place it would run to. It's a little under the high. Looks logical. I'm assuming that's his reasoning, but if he has other reasoning, he can clarify, I guess. Yeah, this feels like a critical point. You've been kind of trending up. You've also had this kind of flat line here. You broke through it on light volume. Did we see follow through and bigger volume come in? Oh. You're in? Yo, flip-flop. That's a crazy hit, dude. Holy crap. Crazy, crazy tip. Covered 740. Dang, that's awesome, man. Wow. What a crazy, crazy hit. Yeah, high volume too on this rejection. BATL suspended. Yeah, BATL was suspended from trading. Watch BATL open at 100. Lost $60 right on the day. Minus 15 bucks. SMH got caught in the flush. Yeah, I was wondering if you bought on that. Because you said you were buying around 8, or for the break of 8. Or they're announcing an offering. I would if I was the CEO. Typically, if it's suspended, it's either by the governing body to request an official statement, or the company themselves reached out to suspend it. Typically, those are the two reasons. I don't really think I've ever seen them actually suspend it to announce an offering. I don't think I've ever seen that. It's likely either suspended by governing bodies or the company themselves suspended to give some kind of announcement. Really just saying, hey, there's a reason why the stock has moved, or hey, there's no reason why it's moving. Like, they're basically asked to comment on the move. Now, in a more worst case, if they're actually going to be investigated, then it could be halted for weeks or months. I'm looking more towards it's probably just for them to give news on the stock. Because I'm not seeing anything here that says why it was suspended. Now it's cranking back up. Dirty bastard MPT. You've had a pretty clean support line for this whole move up too. It's really just held this line. Need to change this name to the No Trade channel. Even every day you come in here and you're just here to talk smack every day. I know. Yeah. It's awkward, certainly. Feel like Not has bag holders. Or MPT has bag holders. I don't know. I don't even think it's that. I just think that this is a stock that's Chinese and it's inherently going to perform differently. This doesn't read to me as bag holders. I was waiting for 910. Yeah. Can't watch unless you're in trades, too boring? No, fair enough, man. I totally get it. I understand that what I'm doing, because of what I'm changing, it's going to be less appealing in the short term. So I totally get it. And maybe even for longer term people, it might just be something they're not interested in. But that is not my goal. I mean, I would prefer if people enjoy watching what I'm doing, but my ultimate goal is to make something that works, not just to appease. It is unfortunate too. My timing wasn't the best for switching because doing so when there's less opportunities on top of an already very selective strategy, not really ideal. And to be fair too, it's not like I'm not trying, right? I have been trying to get in fills, and this has been the case over many of these days. So it's not that I'm just sitting here not trying, right? But I can't force it either. My strategy calls for a certain setup. If those conditions aren't met, then I can't be just jumping in. Okay. Oh, bigger breakdown there. Is this the rug? Well, let me put out a poll here, just out of curiosity, and be honest. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave MPT alone. Well, I'm only down 15 bucks on the day. Yeah, this is one. I mean, given the move that it's made in the past, I really don't trust this one to act normally. And you guys can be honest too. If it bothers you, and I understand it too, right? I think there's genuine reason. Like, it's certainly more interesting to watch someone trade, right? I totally get that from a spectator perspective. Just watching someone not take trades, it's not quite the same as paper trading because I am putting real money on the line whenever I'm putting my orders out there. But not seeing me in trades, I understand if that's less appealing to watch. I genuinely respect it. And I'm not saying, how dare you not just be wanting to sit here and watch me look at stocks and not trade them. I totally get that argument, right? It makes sense. With that said, like I said, I'm here to make money, and I need to be making sure that I'm following the strategy right, not just jumping in something to jump in it. It's your money, bro. Money is not for entertainment. It's okay if you don't take many trades. And I will review it too. Like, I'm mostly accepting this lack of, oh wow, this thing's really popping. Wow, okay. I'm accepting that I might not be taking many trades right now just because the market isn't giving as many opportunities lately in terms of stocks that are moving that meet my criteria. And if that's the case, and I do end up taking trades like every day going forward, that's fine. If I'm not able to get trades, then that's different, right? Even if I have a strategy, if it's too selective to where I'm only getting a fill once a week, at that point, I need to go back to the drawing board. And that's a more internal error. So when I was doing my back testing, I did it from January through like October of last year. And I, on average, was taking like, I don't know. The data said I would be taking a trade once every like a little less than 2 days. So like once every other day, basically. The fact that I'm not even taking a trade every other day suggests either this market's really cold or I have calibrated something wrong. I don't think I've calibrated anything wrong. My read is that the market is just generally colder right now. I didn't get the fill at 9:40. It stopped at 9:38. Oh, I hate that for you, man. I feel you. No, I can't tell you how many times I've been scammed too. This thing has some range, but big sellers keep coming in. I bet it's flip-flop why I can't make any money. No, I mean this is the one that went to like what, 30 bucks? This one's definitely a manipulator. Certainly. And yeah, given its history, I mean, it's literally less than a month ago that this happened, so I don't really want to overreach, right? Who the F said yes in the poll? Well, no, it's honesty. That person must be a gambler. There's only one vote yes, or no, there's more than one. There's like 2 or 3 votes yes. Makes you feel any better? I'm up only 50 cents. Yeah, there's like 3 people that voted yes, and like I said, that's totally fine. I'm not really bothered by it. I understand, and genuinely, I think there's genuine reason as a viewer. If you don't think the stream is that interesting because I'm not taking trades, that's a genuine expression that you can have. I don't think there's anything wrong with having that expression. because you understand that it's more exciting, more interesting whenever I'm in a trade or I take a trade. Moving my start up to 980, gosh. I don't know why. I just lift up. I feel like you're playing with fire with this one. Like, it just feels so explosive. It's spooky, man. It's spooky. I wish you the best. It's like someone throwing a hand grenade at you and hoping it doesn't go off. Yeah, this genuinely feels like hot potato. It's just, are you going to get stuck on the inevitable rug pull that this stock is going to do? Because I guarantee you, given this stock's history, Chinese stock, no news pump, massive volume, very suspicious price action, I guarantee you the rug pull is coming. Like, there's like in my head, there's a 90% chance a rug pull is coming. So maybe that's not a guarantee. But like, I think there's in my opinion, I think there's very high odds that it's coming. Whether it's here or whether it first goes to the moon like it did a month ago, I don't know. All I know is that this gradual trend up is going to probably turn into something very, very chaotic. That's my opinion. That's what I think is going to happen. These swipey pre-market movers are not consistently reoccurring thing on the same ticker. It's a unique situation that happens more often, but not on the same ticker. Locates are still cheap on this, so the float cannot be correct. Well, it says shares outstanding is 22 million. I mean, even looking at the level 2, the level 2 looks thin. So I'm not really, I don't know. I would argue that the float's probably low, but you're saying locates are cheap. So that doesn't really track. They're probably waiting for volume to rug, maybe. It does reassure me that most of you guys are okay. It takes pressure off me knowing you guys aren't as upset that I'm not taking these trades. It's not like you can say, oh, whenever X ticker is on the scanner, it goes 1200% in 1 minute every other time. That's not going to happen. It's a really unique, new, weird situation that happened recently. Okay, let me ask you this, Tristan, and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. Would you argue that the odds MPT goes to $30 on this within the hour is higher on NPT than another stock? Considering NPT did it recently, and there hasn't been any dilution or anything, and the price and the situation is relatively similar, would you say the odds are higher? Okay, GWH, thank you for that. Let's see. Okay. See if I'm able to short it. Just to check if I can. Okay, cool, I can. All right. Get some orders out here. Might get filled this time, folks. What happened on this move? Does have a history of making a bigger move here, but float is a bit higher right now. All right, let's see. Did we get the pop? Nice move up here on volume. Pretty close to a first fill on this one. Solid scalp on GWH. Okay. If I actually don't get filled on this, it's going to be kind of cursed. Because I was literally 3 cents from getting filled here. I would think 260 would be a temporary top if it gets there. 260 looks like it could be. There's some resistance. Google in the news. I don't know if that'll help or not. To me, it doesn't read as anything too crazy in terms of the news catalyst. It seems like more of a buzzword. DJ down 1,200. Don't worry, he'll make it back. He'll make it back. He always does. Until he doesn't. Dude, please don't tell me I'm not getting a fill on this. I had an order right here at 208. Where my mouse is where I had an order. Please tell me I actually did not miss this by like 2 or 3 cents. Minus 1,600. And how has he gone 400 down in like a minute? How does that even happen? He's got to be trading huge size at this point. He always does. Proceeds to say, yeah, he won't. All right, let's see if we get that next leg. He ain't trading, man. It's gambling. It kind of feels that way. When you see how his size increases, it definitely feels that way. considering he's blown up 2 accounts so far on his channel in such a short time. And he's gone deep red in his current account. Like, I'm talking 50% down unrealized on some of those bigger swings. I don't know if you guys know the martingale gambit strategy, but it's kind of like that. Yeah, dude, Bobby, literally, I said it as you were typing it. I kid you not. It's literally the martingale strategy. Yeah. I literally was saying it as you were typing. That's crazy. We both just knew. All right, are we actually going to get that pop, or is this thing just going to tease me and then roll over and just barely leave me getting a fill? Leave me not getting a fill. Dude, no. Come on, dude. Oh, there's no way. Can I like modify this? I just want to show you guys. Look at this. This was my order. 208 was my order price. And this went to a high of 204. Okay, I was 4 cents off, not 3. But like, oh my god, dude. Oh, it's so frustrating. I feel like I'm cursed. I just can't get fills right now. It's horrible. And now it's gonna roll over, right? It's gonna give the whole thing back. Yeah. Oh, that's so frustrating. I never slam it with my hotkeys. No, I do not. Not for this. With the old strategy, I was using hotkeys to get it. These are pre-placed limit orders because I need to reserve the spots. Right? On Weeple, it is a first in, first out system. Whoever places the shorts first gets the shorts. It's very strange. But yeah, it's first in, first out. Which means that if I place the order, then I reserve it. If that makes sense. I was right there. I know. I know, dude. It would have been a winner. It would have been a winner. Well, I mean, I guess technically not yet, because I wouldn't have sold yet, or I wouldn't have covered yet. But like, it would have immediately turned into an unrealized winner. Yeah, I would have been looking for a full retracement here too. So I would be looking to cover around 160 to 158. So if it goes to that level, you'd know that I would have hit profit. Would have been like a 50-cent winner if it goes down. And it's looking like it's gonna. Oh my god, I'm actually so frustrated. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. You can only laugh, because if you don't laugh, you'll cry. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Oh, man. This is a smack to the face. All right, I'm canceling my orders for GWH. All right. Would have been a great hit. It would have been about a 50-cent winner. Literally like pennies off from getting filled. Now I know how I feel about the 940 fill I didn't get. Yeah. Yeah. Time to become a joker. Oh, let me get the clown. I'll get the clown nose, and I'll get some like weird fancy hair wig. Can we please just get something that even holds up? You don't get fills. I don't even get an entry signal, bro. No, seriously, like, look at it this way. Okay, look at it this way. I'm looking for percentage moves and stocks that are behaving in certain ways to get in. That's what I'm looking for. The fact that I'm not even able to get fills inherently means we're in a cold market, because I should be getting fills, right? if I'm not getting fills and I'm looking for like 30% movers or whatever to start, to take a starter, and that's like generally where I'm looking, but there's a lot of nuance. But the fact that I'm not even getting fills, like that inherently has to mean we're in a cold market. It has to, because we're not getting the percentage movers. Yeah, that's so frustrating. Literally 4 cents from my entry and then go straight to profit target. Because like I said, I was aiming for 158 to 160. Like it went straight to it. Yeah. I genuinely thought I was getting filled too. I was like, okay, this is way too close to my entry. It's definitely going to hit it. Oh man, that's frustrating. Look at all my canceled orders. Look at them all. Better luck tomorrow. I mean, hey, we still got a little bit of time left too. I'm not super upset about it, really. Again, this is more of me just trying to configure a strategy. It seems like we're in a colder market, so it's just harder for me to get fills. That's just it is what it is. You know, you could even argue that that frustration is even more entertaining than me taking a trade. Hi, bro. Nothing interesting to trade so far, Duvin. You missed it. You missed it, man. Yeah, I've been taking a couple, like these are my cancel orders. I've been attempting to get some trades. I was a few cents off of getting filled on GWH, but I just didn't quite hit it. Arguably, I could have gotten filled on the very first minute candle, but as a safeguard, I've made it a point not to enter short on the first 1 minute candle. Just as a general safeguard to make sure I'm doing all my calculations right. So realistically, there was no scenario I was getting in this trade. And that is what it is. But yeah, unfortunately, no trades for me again. Is this what abstinence feels like? BATL, MOBX, Ruby, all green. Can we please get something else? Well, I mean, hey, if you made money on all three of them, I mean, I'd be happy with what you have, man, you know? This is still halted. Wait, really? They actually announced an offering? Oh my god. They announced an offering at $5.50 a share. Oh my god. This thing's gonna die. Oh my, it's dead. They announced an offering. How much? How much? How many shares? $15 million. Okay. Are they not giving a share amount? Do I have to actually do the math? All right, I'll just do the math because they're not giving the share. Divided by 5.5. All right, so they're doing roughly a 2.7 million share dilution. That's not... Okay, it could be worse. But, like, that's still a lot. Yeah, but I've never seen them halt the stock to do it. Yeah, it's not a rumor now. It's confirmed. Yeah. Wow. Okay, yeah, this thing's gonna... Oh my god. If you were holding this, you're screwed. This thing's gonna open at like 10. 10 or 15 probably. DWH, no fill, what a nice play. Yeah, it was a nice play too, man. I was literally trying to get a fill on this stock. I was a few pennies off. MPT, still moving though. It's still at highs. This stock is so manipulated. You're in at 1050? Good luck, sir. Who's to say it won't rip right back up to 27? Might be a good dip buy. I mean, it could. It really depends how much volume goes through at $5. If you see like millions of volume a minute going through above 550, that's indicative that there could actually be enough buying pressure to still make it go up. DJ bought 4K size on MPT, made some back, went full nuke size crazy. 4,000 share size on something like this. Yeah, DJ, it sounds to me like he's just throwing everything he has at it to try and make back the losses here. I do feel bad for him. I just wish he wasn't selling products or services. I would have so much more respect for him if I knew he wasn't selling out while doing it. INDIO slowly grinding down. I mean, INDIO is basically flat. It's not really moving too much in either direction. Just went to the bathroom, just not my day. Yeah. That's why you can't go to the bathroom, man. You gotta go before you start trading. Unless you're here at like 4 a.m. Then I guess you're kind of you just gotta go at some point. Can't read MPT at all, and I've been watching it. Well, like I said, this is clearly a Chinese manipulated stock. There's no news on this. It went to $30 earlier last month on No News. I believe it was on No News for that too. And like I said, the odds, like, it's not me saying that this was guaranteed to go up a lot. But like I was saying, just knowing that this is a manipulated stock, it doesn't seem like the fundamentals changed. And seeing it do this pattern again, at the very least, you have to consider that the odds that this thing makes a bigger move is higher. DJ down over 2,000 now. So I guess, well, no, JB Trades said he, oh my God, he's 3,000, 2,000. Yeah, he's just swinging. He's just swinging. He's doing everything he can to try and make it back. And by the way, what you guys are probably looking at is realized loss. You need to understand how much he was down unrealized at certain points. The thing is when you're trading with such large size, your unrealized can be huge. Right? You're probably not looking at what he was down at peak. No soup for DJ today. Yeah. Yeah, it's looking that way. He's in 10 average, 2.5k size. So he really needs this to resolve. He's unrealized 4k. Yeah. That shouldn't be right? If it's at 950, so he's down 50 cents on 2,500 shares. He should be down only 1,200, right? 1,250 unrealized right now. He shouldn't be down 4k unrealized. Am I doing the math wrong there? I shouldn't be. Right, 50 cents times 2,000, or 5 times 2,500. Yeah, he's only down 1,250 unrealized. Oh, Iraq decreased oil production. This hit for battle yet. Total for the day. Sorry. No, yeah, you're good. I was just clarifying. Realized plus unrealized. Gotcha. If you're trading massive size like that, especially on a small count, you gotta proactively manage the trade, scale in and out as moves and liquidity are provided. You can't just simply slam in. Yeah, the funny thing too is he was using market orders for the longest time to enter and exit trades, but then people were kind of asking, how are you using market orders in pre-market? And then he switched them to limit orders. I can't even watch traders like him, so unrealistic. No, and that's the thing too, right? Like, it's sad because you and I know that it's fake or that it's not attainable or sustainable. And from that angle, I would argue what I'm doing is probably more realistic, even though it's boring. But for a new trader, they look at what he's doing. They see all the flashy buy sells. They see him making money, losing money. It's very entertaining, right? You see how many, like, let me look at how many viewers he has. He has a lot of viewers during his live streams. I'm going to look and see how many he has, because I guarantee it's over 100. He has 315 people watching him. Holy crap. My God. Dude's grown like crazy. Never mind, he's at 4,600 share size at 10-12 average. He has a good connection with the guy at the exchange. They gave him preferred fills on his custom pre-market market orders. Yeah. Yeah. I can't watch the circus of a live stream. Rather stay here with you, Cap. Real trading. Sorry, who are we talking about? There's this new guy. He calls himself a new trader, so this isn't me just throwing that title on him. He says he's a new trader. He's taken the warrior trading course, and from my assessment of him, he is purely doing a martingale strategy, which is to say that he averages in. Oh my God, he sells a Discord. Yeah, he doesn't just sell Discord. He also uses affiliate links. He's sponsored. So JB Trades, yeah, he sells a lot. Like he markets very hard. And this is all coming from a guy who's a new trader who is is like newer to the space. 62K realized is insane. Yeah, his account's probably down over 50% now. Yeah. There's no way he's using real money. Well, no, he's using market orders. You can't use I mean, it's just simple logic, right? You can't use market orders and pre-market. He has to be using a paper trading account. He has, I know he's gone on record and said that the last 2 accounts he traded in were paper trading accounts, and those were only $500. So why, after blowing up 2 paper trade accounts with $500, why would he then go and start trading in a $10,000 account? And this is why he's lasted longer, in my opinion. Because with the martingale strategy, it's always like you flip a coin, like heads or tails. If you lose, you double. If you lose, you double. If you lose, you double. And the bigger your account size is, the more times you can afford to double. Right? So he blew up 2 $500 accounts in a month because his account size was too small. The nice thing about him having the $10,000 account was that he was able to do extra doubles to get him back to break even. And that's realistically how he survived for about a month. And even then it wasn't pretty, because you look at all his green days, there were a couple of those days where he was down unrealized 3,000 or 4,000. And because he only shows the end result, you don't know that, because he doesn't show the unrealized profit and loss. If you're not actively trading it, you might not know that. And look, I totally respect a guy who wants to put himself out there, trade with paper trading money and not real money. I totally respect that. But whenever you market a whole bunch of courses, whenever you haven't proved systematically that you're profitable, and he really goes out and says that he's profitable, which is really the biggest thing that worries me. On that spike, he must have been up pretty big unrealized for a few seconds, like 1150 high before the wash. Flip-flop, probably not, because what he does, and I've looked at him and he seems pretty consistent with what he does, is whenever he enters a trade, he only he exponentially adds as the trade goes against him. So he would not have actually had made that much money on this pop-up. He would have been adding on this pullback, which is why his average was around 1020 or whatever. So he added heavy here on this pullback, probably. Nasty, nasty, nasty blow up. Yeah. Are we talking about DJ Trader? Yes, sir. We are talking about DJ Trader. Yeah, he's a martingale pullback trader. He seems to take anywhere from double size to 5x size on a pullback that goes against him. Right? And the worst one I saw was like a couple weeks ago. He had a nasty near blow up situation where he was in like 1,000 shares. The stock rugged hard against him. And it dropped $1. And then he went and increased to 17,000 share size. And then got like a 20-cent bounce or something to go back to green. Or it was like a 10-cent bounce. But yeah, it's I don't know, it's really a question of when, not if. I would have a lot more sympathy for him if he wasn't selling so aggressively to other people. Realistically, just for the sake of the other people watching him and buying his stuff, I genuinely hope that pipeline gets dismantled sooner rather than later. Is there any real time, or is there any resumption time for BATL? Or will it just stay suspended for a while? It can really range. Yeah, I don't see anything on it. I can look to see. Yeah, because the stocks halted and they announced this at 8:44, it is almost certain they are the ones that halted the stock. It's probably going to open within the day just because it says the offering is expected to close on March 4th. So it's probably going to open within the next 24 hours. I would assume it's not going to stay closed super long. We'll see. At least he has a max loss that he stops himself at. Woo. I mean, considering some trades he takes 100 shares and other trades he takes like 7,000. I don't know. I don't know. Can't believe we passed into 9 o'clock. I've just been ranting here. Nothing else has come up on the scanners. Frustrating day for me, though, specifically with the trade that I was pennies away from, GWH. I'll definitely go ahead today and look over some of the stocks that I was nearly in here, just to really make sure that I'm still going for the strategy as it's supposed to. Right, first of all, make sure that I'm actually following my rules correctly. If I am following the rules correctly, given that the market still seems to be slower, like random stocks aren't really popping and holding, I will need to reassess from there. Let me go check him out real quick. I just want to see what he's at right now as far as profit loss on the day, and then I'll go ahead and probably head out here. I'm actually, I want to do something real quick. So this is how long it's been since I've taken a trade. So with this new template I have, the positions actually doesn't fill yet. I was going to wait till I got a fill before I configured the positions column. So I'm actually going to do that. So here, you guys get to watch me take a trade. Get ready. We're going to go to AMC because this is like the dummy one that I always use because it's like, it never moves. So we're going to use AMC to take a short trade. All right. And we'll just take a short. We'll just do one share, just simply so I can see the positions column. No, I got to do it one lower because spread. Okay. We'll do 113. So it should be like a cent loss. All right, so now we'll go ahead and close it. Right, so you guys can't actually see the loss. You can see I'm down 1 cent and day trades too, but you can't see the positions tab. I will... Guys, stop! What are you doing? He's taking a trade. I know, crazy, right? Considering how few trades I'm taking, and I have the Thinkorswim up now, I just want to get a position on the board. So you see I'm down 1 cent. The positions are not active. When I end the stream, I'm going to go ahead and manually like adjust the window so it can fit the positions properly. So red day. So yeah. Oh man, it's a terrible day for me, guys. Red day. Oh no. Red day. Red day recap. Yeah. Anyway, DJ Momentum. I just want to see where he's at. Let's see. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Down over 50%. It was going to happen eventually. But yeah. But yeah, red day recap for me, guys. Terrible day for me. Horrible day. But now that I have that trade, I can go ahead and configure the positions column so that it actually shows up for you guys. Right, because you can see the positions, it's empty. Can you explain why you took that trade and made you red on the day? Honestly, Lawson, I just caved to FOMO. It was just too much. I looked at AMC. Look at the chart pattern on this AMC stock. It's just, it looked too bullish for me. I just had to take a stab at it. I was a little bit aggressive, I understand that, but yeah. At least I cut my loss early. All right. I think today or tomorrow the Thinkorswim account should be usable. If it is, I am going to make a new template. So I have the Weeble template, but I actually have a Thinkorswim version of this template that I've made. And whenever Thinkorswim is good, then I'm probably going to pivot. Guys, it is a no trade day for Ross. Yeah, and look, before I go, I want to make this really clear, okay? We saw this yesterday and we saw this today, where we have these extremely impressive movers, but everything I'm seeing is saying that the market is still cold. It doesn't look cold. You see these bigger movers, it feels like the market is hot, but everything else is not holding up. Like, it still feels like the market's cold. And I think we really, really need to be careful not to assume just because we see a big mover that the market has heated up. Okay? I just wanted to go ahead and call that out there. I'm going to go ahead and head out. I'm going to sulk and think about my 1 cent mistake today. You guys have a good rest of your day, and